Good morning, students, and happy Thursday. So, we have our new assignment for math. We are starting to divide our decimals. So, the good thing is if you have mastered multiplying decimals, then dividing decimals is going to be even easier because when you're dividing decimals, you do not need to find the place where the decimal goes. You can just place the decimal directly up. So, with dividing decimals, you're going to divide just as you would if the decimal was invisible. So, just dividing as if they were whole numbers. Then, when you're done and you have your answer, you will put your decimal straight up wherever it lands. So, the most important thing is that you are writing neatly so that if your numbers are in the right place, then of course the decimal is going to end up in the right place. So, after you do your review exercises and speed drills, we can go on to the first and second sample and you will see how simple it is. So here we have 2 going into 4.6. So first you're going to divide the 2 into the 4, as usual. So 2 goes into 4 2 times, and it goes in evenly. So 2 times 2 is 4. We do not have anything left over. We bring down the 6. 2 goes into 6 3 times. And it goes in evenly because 2 times 3 is 6. Of course, if you already knew this, you don't need to do all of these steps when the answer is that simple. But just for the purposes of showing you the steps, I did. So now that we have divided 2 into 4 and 2 into 6, all we have to do is place our decimal straight up. So instead of 23, of course, we have 2.3 because we just placed our decimal straight up. So here, for this sample, we have it going into 3 digits. And we're going to pretend our decimal is not there. We're going to try and divide 3 into 1. We can't, so we're going to try and divide 3 into 13. And how many times does 3 fit into 13? Well, it fits 4 times because 3 times 4 is 12. That's the largest number I can possibly fit. We're going to subtract as usual. 3 minus 2 is 1. 0, we bring down the 2. And 3 fits into 12 4 times evenly. So if we were to subtract that, of course, it's 0. And since we have neatly placed our answer on the correct row, we bring our decimal straight up and we end up with 4.4. So in this way, dividing decimals is a tiny bit easier than multiplying because you're just going to put the decimal straight up after you divide. So unless you need help with normal division, you should do fine. Otherwise, please let me know and I can help you with long division exercises if needed. But today is just 1 through 10, and tomorrow you will be doing a similar exercise as a review on a separate worksheet attached in your email. And here for our language arts assignment for Thursday, here on page 90, we are going to diagram adjectives. Now, the good thing is diagramming adjectives is easier than diagramming complete sentences as we've been doing before with our subjects and our verbs, and I'm going to show you how. So here I made a separate sheet of paper, and all you do is when you're diagramming adjectives, you're going to put the noun on the top line and then any adjectives, any describing words on the diagonal lines, and that's it. So the word you're describing, the describing words. And here is an example. So if it says a new coat, then you're going to put coat on the top and then a and new. Remember that we learned that a, an, and the are considered adjectives, so don't forget those. So here it's just telling you to make sure that the describing words go on the bottom, and I'm going to do 2 of them with you. So it says to use a separate sheet of paper, as I did. I made mine much bigger, but you can do yours as you please. So here we have a good deed. So first we're going to identify what word are we describing. Well, in this phrase, we're describing the word deed. So that means that we're going to put deed here on the top. And then what are the describing words? Well, they are a and good. And it's as simple as that. We have our noun, our describing words. So for the second one, let me just draw my lines here. At times you may have more than 2 adjectives. I think that for number 2, we have just 2. So let's take a look. So here we have a kind heart. Well, what word are we describing? We are describing heart. So heart would go on the top. And then a and kind. All done. So you will do the same process for numbers 3 through 10 here. Then for think B, you're going to first underline the adjectives, then draw arrows to the words that the adjectives modify. This is exactly like what we did yesterday, Wednesday. And then you're also going to diagram the subjects, verbs, and adjectives. So you're going to just diagram them as you would normally, except this time you're also going to add some adjectives. If you want, what I can do is have you just diagram the noun and the adjective. If you feel like that'd be simpler, I actually don't mind, because I'm concerned with you learning your adjectives today. So if you'd like to just find the nouns and the adjectives and diagram them just like this, I'm okay with that too. If you want to go ahead and diagram the whole sentence because that's what you prefer and you're more comfortable with that, then it's always great practice to diagram the whole sentence, of course. So it's asking you to also include the subjects and verbs, but because we've done so much diagramming, if you want to do the nouns and adjectives just like up here, I'm okay with that on your separate piece of paper. And here for our Thursday spelling, we have an exercise that we're pretty much used to. We've done a couple of times before. So we're writing related words, and this is usually fun and pretty simple because the words look and sound the same. So you're going to read the 3 words and then find the word in the list that matches, that would go with the same category. Usually they look and sound the same. So we have here commerce, commercialize, commercialism. So as we go down our list, and you can also go back to Tuesday or Monday's video where I repeat them all if you're having a hard time with pronunciation. But here, if we go down, we can find commercial. And even if you're not quite sure how it sounds, it looks almost exactly the same. In fact, the actual word is in commercialize and commercialism. So all you have to do is write commercial here. And we've done this before. And here, just to do one more just in case, we have converse, conversant, conversational. And of course, if we go down our list, we can definitely find that one. It's very obvious here, conversation. So it's as simple as that. It is just to show you which words relate to each other. So when you're done doing 1 through 9 there on the top, you're going to read these sentences below and replace the pronunciation. Now we did this just a couple of weeks ago, and remember to just pronounce out loud these letters If you just pronounce the letter sounds, you will end up finding the word. So for example, it says a team of scientists made a sen, d, d, z, n, d, decision. Oh, okay. Remember that the ZH actually makes sort of a J sound. And remember that our upside down E symbol is a schwa, which makes a lowercase u sound. So we have decision. And I did this first one for you because this one is pretty much the trickiest one here. So we have the word decision right here. And that's the word that it is pronouncing. So you would write in the correct spelling, of course, decision. And just to show you that the next ones are a little bit easier and not as tricky, we'll do number 11. So here it says the Mariana Trench was formed by the geological process of remember that is a lowercase u sound, subduction. And here we have the word subduction. So it's just as easily as you can pronounce it. And you will use the same method for numbers 12 through 18.